Cool. So here we are, Fight Factory, show 151, I do believe.
It is 151.
So how many years is that now?
2013 we started. I'm no good at maths. I failed school.
So that's 12 years.
Yeah.
12 years in.
Yeah.
And is it what you hoped it would be now?
Yes and no. The goalposts always change. It was never supposed to be anything other than one show for my mum.
Really?
Yeah. And it just grew and grew, and sometimes we're really proud of it. Sometimes it's instant regret. So, yeah, it's been a crazy journey.
Awesome. So how's the injury, first of all?
I'm waiting for surgery.
Right.
The doctor put in for some funding for stuff that the NHS don't normally fund.
Right.
And for one part of it, I've been given the funding, which is plasma and platelet therapy. So the main injury is the shoulder has been wearing away on itself for so long. Right. It's like a gravel driveway is how he's worded
Lovely.
it.
Sounds really not sore at all.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to a certain level of pain.
Yeah.
So now when did I really feel it go? January, February time. So now it's kind of normal. I've got most of my movement back again. Right. But yeah, they want to reshape the bone, take out the fragments, fix some of the muscle and tendons that's starting to wear away, reattach the bicep because apparently that's on the way out. And then the doctor did say it's a career ender. But with this plasma therapy, as long as they can get the machine, it should increase the chance of me being able to get back in. And then there's certain other things that they've put in for which they probably won't get, but if I can get them, then chances are, like a lot of the other sports.
So there's the next question. You've been doing this for a good many years now. When was your first match? Do you remember the year?
So I started training, my first time ever learning anything was like 24 years ago.
Right.
So yeah, I went full time with it. The company started 2013, so maybe 2012, or it might have been 2013, where I started working a heavy schedule.
So you've got a podcast. You've basically got your own promotion now.
My wife's promotion, yeah.
Your wife's promotion. Apparently, it was your idea. Speak to your wife earlier on.
Yes. Well, no, like I say, it was supposed to be one show.
Yeah.
The training school was somebody else's idea. He never delivered on the promises of what he was going to do, and she sort of took over. She's a stickler for the rules.
Yeah.
And because he didn't have insurance and all the other things, she just said, look, you're putting yourself in danger by helping him and by doing his job for him. So she just said, right, this is it. We take it over or you leave it. And he was happy for us to take it over because it meant he could get the new guys coming through the ranks, so he had a cheaper wage bill.
Brilliant. So and you've got a podcast, you've got your wife's promotion, you've been wrestling for this many years, you've got an injury that the doctors told you is like possibly a career ender. So where's the motivation? Where do you find that from? So, I want to get back, I still want to get back. Because let's be honest, we're both in our 40s now.
Yep.
So where's the motivation to still, I want to come back and I still want to do it?
So I've always been, especially in the last 10 years, my place is there to help new guys. Like, I don't see myself as anything special, and I'll say that all the time to the guys. I'm no better than anybody. But I've worked several different types of shows over the years and just learned how to react to things. So when it comes to the summer camps and the holiday parks, my main job is to try and pass down that knowledge and get people to learn how to work with an audience. So the reason I want to get back to it is A, the adrenaline is like no other drug that I used to touch when I was younger. B, it's the side of it that you just want to keep giving back. Like for me, it's always about giving back, and the body slams to cancer. I always want to be part of that. I could be 90 years old if I make it that old. I'd still want to do body slams to cancer.
Zimmer framing around.
Yeah, like I think we're in such a privileged position as wrestlers that people want to, sorry to break kayfabe, but people want to pay to watch us play fight.
100%.
You know, essentially. I see it most of the time as you're having a laugh with your friends. So if people want to pay for that, we are in a position where we can always do good in the community.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, the driving force behind it all.
Awesome. Do you remember your first match?
No, I take a lot of substances and my memory isn't great. I don't remember my last matches. I remember my last match, but unfortunately, anybody who's watched this and has worked with me, I might have turned up and said, "Hi, nice to meet you," and they've said, "We've done a match before." So
Okay, yeah, it was amazing.
I mean, one of the best bits of advice I ever got and never took on was write everything down.
Fair play, yeah.
So I try telling that to the guys because I regret not remembering or having footage or anything of a lot of things.
But you've got it now, and the good thing is now you've got the kids to live it through as well.
Yeah.
I mean, was that always the vision? Did you want to get them involved in wrestling? No. I can absolutely imagine. I spoke to the $1 Million Man and talking about Ted DiBiase Jr. And he was like, nope, wanted them nowhere near. And I wondered if that's like a father thing or if that was just a him thing or is that a you thing as well?
I don't know, because I don't know how public it was ever, because you live in a little wrestling bubble when you're in wrestling.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of bad things that happened in the business, like with every sport and acting, and there's been a lot of things. So I never wanted them in it, but they all watched it from very young ages. I mean, this venue here, my youngest used to fall asleep in some of the guys' cases, So they've always been around it. And then the oldest, Kaya, she just wanted to start training, and then the training turned into, well, I can just have one match. So we put her on a show before the show started, and then she wanted some money for a trip to Nepal.
Oh, wow.
With the schools, go and help build a school out there and whatever they were doing in the community. And I said, look, I can't afford to pay for what the school want here, but you can run a wrestling show, and whatever comes in, you can take. I'll get the guys to work for free. And she pretty much helped book the show with our guidance and everything, and some of our contacts. And that was it for her. She
Hooked.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
There's pictures of her with people who now, she's wrestling. And it's been the same with the boys. Thomas was hit and miss, TJ, and then he's always been around it. He always turned up to the training and just watched or joined in, and he'd warm the guys up at some point, as fun.
Of course.
And then he started getting into it. He's very athletic. And then AJ, he has always loved wrestling. Both the boys are autistic, and his major autism thing was he knew the music for everybody from about 85 onwards.
Wow.
By 3 beats of the music. He could say, I know that is. He had an experience with wrestling where we took him to WWE. The pyro went off, which they'd stopped the pyro for a while, so he jumped out of his boots, to put it PG, and he just stopped coming to shows, even our shows. He'd force himself to the body slams to cancel, but that was it. He was too scared, but he still watched it on DVD, watched it on TV, and played with the figures. So one year he was travelling on the camps as a referee, because he said, I can do that. We don't have the loud pyro and all this, so he started doing the camps, and one of the boys asked him some of his stories. When you're traveling around a lot, it's all the stories you talk about, and he didn't realize how unusual it was to get videos from Cody Rhodes, or to have met X-Pac, or Joe Legend, or all these people.
Standard day.
Yeah, because to them it's been the normal to the kids. So when the boys were like, that's not normal, he was like, I've realized that actually maybe I should do this. There's the eye roll moment, another one getting in. So he started training like really seriously, and now he's, again, no favoritism, my kids have always had it the hardest, but he trains as hard as anybody who's on the shows regular, and he's always studying. So
He's got his title match tonight as well.
Yeah, he has. Not my decision, but yeah.
That's not what Harry says, that's all I'm going to say.
I bet.
So, future vision now. So obviously, let's talk about the podcast for a second as well. Lad and Dad podcast, 30th most watched wrestling podcast.
28th.
28th now, sorry. my facts are old.
I'm not sure it's still there, but it was for a day.
You're going to say it is anyway. And so, how much focus are you now going to put into that? Because that must be I'm going to do it for a giggle, and then all of a sudden actually it's got a bit of traction. So are you going to try and meld the two, Fight Factory and Lad and Dad podcast? Or?
We run it all through the same account of YouTube, just because it's easier than setting stuff up. I'm a bit of a technophobe. So I'd spoke about it for a while, about wanting to do something Lincolnshire based, where we celebrate the good stuff. So I was watching the news and it was just getting me down. I was like, there's so much good things that happen. Why are we all focused on this that's on the news? But having the motivation to go out, buy the equipment, do the stuff to do it was just one day. And then I got invited to the Utopia Project podcast. They're great.
I've seen a bit of that, yeah.
They're brilliant. And my son came with me and he's listened to them for a while as well. And he was like, I can't wait to do something like that. It just seems so much fun.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you're being homeschooled, so we can start one, and it's essentially a media study. So I put the idea in his head and he was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, well, the first one is, because you've never done it before, you're going to tell your story. You're at 50 minutes of your story. So we did that. Okay, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And if you enjoy it, let's see what we can do. And we can sort of really push the younger guys who are coming through our place, other places, to have a stage. But it also is good for him, like I say, for his homeschooling. So
it's going to help with the media training for them guys as well.
Yeah,
for the young guys. So what's the future for Five Factory Wrestling now? What's your vision going forward?
Sell up and move to Barbados.
The stress behind.
The goal has been for a while now to get a bigger gym so we can potentially put the shows into a performance centre type thing, like what WAW have in Norwich. And we've spoke to them, we've worked closely with them for many years, and I think it seems like the most sensible thing to do going forward. If it all failed tomorrow, I would probably still want to do the annual Body Slams to Cancer. But yeah, it's just keep striving for the best we can, really. That's the goal.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you the question that's been asking the lads all day.
Yep.
So first of all, favourite wrestler?
Oh, that changes all the time.
Current favourite wrestler?
Current favourite wrestler is probably Eddie Guerrero.
Fair play. Dream opponent?
Alive or dead?
We'll go alive.
Oh, alive.
Because otherwise it'll be Eddie Guerrero.
No, it wouldn't be, actually.
Would it not?
No. Alive. Do you know what? I'd love to have a match that involved all of the kids. As much as I didn't want them in it, I'd love to do that.
You can do that. Definitely.
I reckon so.
You've got a couple of years. So you can do that. Chops or kicks?
So I used to kickbox, but chops do get a better reaction.
Taking chops or kicks?
Taking them, because then I know how hard I can hit them back.
And last one, thing you find most annoying in a wrestling ring. If there's one thing you could just like sneak over to the referee and say, can you get him to stop doing that, please?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think anything really annoys me unless something's gone really wrong.
Fair play.
If something goes wrong and somebody panics, I can get a little bit tetchy. But really, I don't get easily annoyed in the ring.
Excellent. Apart from referees, of course.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's it, man. I'm going to let you get to it.
Cool.
Hayden Dutch Loeve.
Loeve.
Loeve. Damn it.
Close.
Hayden Dutch Loeve. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
mate.